Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Radio English. I'm Josh, and I am so happy you decided to join us today. How is everyone doing out there?
And I'm Carla. Hi, Josh. I'm doing great, though I have to admit I've already spent 2 hours on my phone this morning before even getting out of bed.
2 hours, Carla. That's a lot. But honestly, I think a lot of our listeners can relate to that. We wake up, the alarm rose off on our phone, and before we know it, we are scrolling through photos, news, and videos. It's like a magnet, isn't it?
It really is, and that is exactly what we are talking about today. Our topic is, how does social media affect us? Is it making our lives better, or is it just making us tired and distracted?
It's a huge question. Over the next 30 minutes, we're going to dive deep into this. We'll share some personal stories, some funny, some a bit embarrassing, and we'll look at the good and the bad sides of being connected all the time.
Plus, for all of you learning English, we have our vocabulary spotlight later on, where we'll break down some of the natural phrasal verbs and idioms we use when talking about technology. So don't go anywhere.
Carla, let me ask you something to kick things off. If you had to delete every social media app on your phone right now for 1 week, could you do it?
Oh, wow. 1 week? No Instagram, no TikTok, no WhatsApp? Honestly, Josh, I think I would feel a bit lost. It's how I talk to my mom in Spain. It's how I see what my friends are doing. I think I have a serious case of FOMO.
FOMO, that's a great one. For those listening, FOMO stands for fear of missing out. It's that nervous feeling you get when you think everyone else is having a party or seeing something cool and you aren't there.
Exactly. But is that feeling healthy? That's what we want to find out today. Stick around because this is going to be a very interesting conversation.
Segment 1, Personal Stories and the Scroll Life. So, Carla, let's get into the details. You said you spent 2 hours on your phone this morning. What were you actually doing? Were you working or were you just drifting?
Definitely drifting. It started with a notification. Someone liked a photo I posted of my cat, Mochi, from yesterday.
Ah, the classic cat photo. Those are dangerous.
They are. So I clicked the notification, saw the comment, replied with a heart emoji, and then I saw a suggested video of a recipe for cloud bread. It looked so fluffy and delicious, I watched the whole thing. Then I clicked on the profile of the person who made the bread, and it turns out they live in Vermont and have a beautiful farm. Before I knew it, I was looking at photos of their cows.
From a cat photo to cows in Vermont. That is the rabbit hole effect. You start in one place and you end up somewhere completely different.
Exactly. To go down a rabbit hole, that's a perfect expression for it. But here's the problem, Josh. When I finally looked at the clock, I realized I was late for my coffee. I felt rushed and a bit stressed. Instead of a peaceful morning, I felt like I was already behind.
I've had the same experience. Last Tuesday, I went to the gym. I was supposed to have a really intense workout. But between every set of exercises, I checked my emails and scrolled through Twitter. Well, X, I guess we call it now.
And did it affect your workout?
Totally. My 1 hour workout took 2 hours because I wasn't focusing. My heart rate stayed low because I was sitting on the bench typing a reply to someone about a movie I didn't even like. Why do we do that? Why do we give our energy to strangers on the internet instead of focusing on the person or the barbell right in front of us?
I think it's because those apps are designed to be addictive. They give us a little hit of dopamine every time we see a red bubble or a like. It makes us feel seen.
That's a heavy thought. It's like we are seeking validation from a screen.
Segment 2, the deep dive, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
But let's be fair, Josh. It's not all bad. Think about how we used to stay in touch with people 10 or 15 years ago.
Oh, I remember. If I wanted to see photos of my cousin's wedding, I had to wait for them to print the photos, put them in an envelope, and mail them to me. It took weeks.
Right. And now I can see my niece taking her first steps in real time on a video call. Social media allows us to bridge the gap. Especially for ESL learners like our listeners, social media is a huge tool. You can follow English teachers, join study groups, and practice speaking with people from all over the world.
That's a really good point. It's a double-edged sword. On one hand, it connects us to the world. On the other, it can make us feel very lonely. Have you ever felt lonely about looking at a screen full of people?
All the time. It's the highlight reel problem.
Highlight reel. Can you explain that for everyone?
Sure, a highlight reel is a collection of the best moments. In a sports game, it's just the goals and the big wins. On social media, people only post their goals. They post the beautiful vacation, the perfect dinner, the new car. They don't post the messy kitchen, the argument they had with their partner, or the day they felt sad.
So, when we look at our own lives, which are sometimes messy and boring, and compare them to everyone else's highlights, we feel like we're failing.
Precisely. We're comparing our behind the scenes to their main stage. It's not a fair comparison. Oh, wait a second. Carla, is your phone?
Oh, my goodness, I'm so sorry. I thought I put it on silent. Let me just... Wait, it's my grandmother calling from Italy. I have to take this. She never calls on Tuesdays. Just 1 second.
Go ahead, Carla. Family first.
Nonna, ciao. Sì, no, sto lavorando. Un podcast. Sì, un podcast. Ok. Ti chiamo tra 10 minuti. Ti voglio bene. Sorry about that, Josh. Talk about perfect timing. My grandmother just learned how to use WhatsApp video, and now she thinks she can call anytime.
That's actually the perfect unexpected situation. It proves our point. Social media and apps allow your grandmother in Italy to reach you instantly in the middle of a recording studio. It's a miracle and a distraction all at once.
It really is. She was so excited. She wanted to tell me she made lasagna.
Now I'm hungry. Thanks, Nona. Anyway, let's get back to it. We were talking about the pressure to be perfect online.
Before we move on to the solution, let's take a moment for our vocabulary spotlight.
We've used some really natural English today, and I want to make sure our listeners can use these words too.
Great idea. Let's start with the phrasal verb I used earlier, to scroll through.
To scroll through. This means to move down a page on your phone or computer screen using your finger or a mouse. For example, I was scrolling through my feed when I saw the news.
Next one, to catch up. I mentioned I use social media to catch up with my mom. This means to talk to someone you haven't seen in a while to find out what has been happening in their life.
And what about to log off or to sign out?
Those are essential. To log off means to disconnect from a website or an app. It's the opposite of logging in. Sometimes we all need to log off for a few hours to clear our heads.
I love that. And here is a more modern one, to mute.
You can mute a person or a conversation. This means you don't unfollow them, but you stop seeing their posts or getting notifications from them. It's a great way to protect your peace of mind without being rude.
I've muted a few noisy groups lately. It's been great for my focus.
We also mentioned the rabbit hole. Remember, that's when you get interested in something and you keep looking at more and more related things until you've spent way too much time on it.
And finally, to tag someone. When you post a photo and you link your friend's name to it so they see it. Josh, I'm going to tag you in the photo of this lasagna later.
Okay, so we know it's addictive, we know it can make us feel bad, but we also know it's useful. So, Carla, what's the secret? How do we use social media without letting it use us?
I've been trying something called a digital detox. Not a full one, but a mini one.
A digital detox. That sounds intense, like eating only kale for a week.
Not quite. It just means setting boundaries. For example, I have a rule now. No screens at the dinner table.
That's a big one. I see so many couples at restaurants both looking at their phones instead of each other. It's actually kind of sad.
It is. And another thing I do is I turn off all non-essential notifications. I don't need to know the second someone likes my photo. I can check that later when I choose to.
I started doing something similar. I bought an actual alarm clock, a real one made of plastic and metal that sits on my nightstand.
Why? Doesn't your phone have an alarm?
It does, but if my phone is my alarm, it's the first thing I touch in the morning. By having a separate alarm clock, I can leave my phone in the living room overnight. I wake up, I breathe, I stretch, maybe I read a book for 10 minutes, and then I go get my phone. It has changed my entire morning. I feel so much calmer.
That is a brilliant tip. It's about taking back control. Social media should be a tool in our toolbox, not the boss of our lives.
Exactly. And for our English learners, think about how you can use this tool intentionally. Instead of doom scrolling through bad news for hours, why not set a timer? I'm going to spend 15 minutes on Instagram, but only watching English learning reels.
Doom scrolling, that's another great word. It's when you can't stop reading bad news even though it makes you feel anxious. We've all been there during the last few years.
Definitely. It's important to curate your feed. To curate means to carefully choose what you see. Follow accounts that make you feel inspired or accounts that help you practice your English. If an account makes you feel less than or unhappy, hit that unfollow button.
It's your digital house. You choose who is invited inside.
You know, Carla, social media has even changed the English language itself.
Oh, totally. We use nouns as verbs now. Google it, DM me, friend me.
DM me. For our listeners, that stands for direct message. It's a very common way to say, send me a private message.
And think about the word follower. 20 years ago, that word was mostly used for religion or politics. Now everyone has followers. My cat has followers.
It's true. And what about viral? We used to only use that for medicine and viruses. Now, if a video is viral, it means it is spreading incredibly fast across the internet.
It's fascinating how technology evolves our vocabulary. It makes English very dynamic, but it can also be confusing for students because these words change so fast.
That's why listening to podcasts like this is so important. We help you stay up to date with the real English people are using in 2026.
Wow, Josh, we have covered a lot today. I feel like I need to go put my phone in a drawer for an hour after this.
Me too. But before we go, let's summarize the 5 key learning points from today's episode for everyone listening.
Number 1, be aware of the rabbit hole. It's easy to lose time, so try to be intentional when you open an app.
Number 2, remember the highlight reel. Don't compare your real life to someone else's perfect filtered photos. It's not the whole story.
Number 3, set boundaries. Try a digital detox, or at least keep phones away from the dinner table and the bedroom.
Number 4, curate your feed. Follow accounts that help you grow, like English learning channels, and unfollow or mute things that make you feel stressed.
And number 5, use the new vocabulary. Practice words like scroll through, catch up, DM, and tag in your own conversations this week.
That's a great list, and here is your homework for this week. Try the alarm clock challenge. For just 2 days, don't look at your phone for the first 30 minutes after you wake up. See how it makes you feel, and then tell us about it in the comments.
I'm gonna try it too, Josh, I promise. Thank you so much for listening to Radio English today. We hope this conversation was helpful for your English and for your life.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our Radio English YouTube channel. Click that little bell icon so you get a notification every time we post a new lesson. We have so much more coming for you.
See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.